Why, hello there. How's your World War III going? Anyhow, today we're gonna learn how to walk.
Alright, so what does this mean? A lot of people have been asking me how to make a normal walking animation, and so I finally decided to do it because I had nothing better to do and I need a way to revive my long dead channel. So I'm gonna break this down in 3 easy frames, and we're gonna use the base Sticknodes as a reference. So first, we're gonna position our node sideways, like so, and then we're gonna decide that this line right here is the floor, because frankly I'm too lazy to actually make a normal Sticknodes right now, and yeah. So here are the basic 3 frames. The first one is your back leg is locked in place, and your second leg is about to make your first step. The second frame is your second leg making contact and being locked into place, while your third leg still remains in contact with the ground. Now the third frame is the halfway point between this step and the next step. Now here is how you create the next frame of the next step. You straighten out one leg, bend the first one slightly, and there we go. Now you're at this point, but with the next step. And now you just repeat the exact same thing over and over and over again. Step, lock, halfway point, about next step, step, lock, halfway point, almost, step, lock, halfway point, almost, step, lock, half, almost, step, lock, half, almost, step, lock, halfway point. And then we go into the void. So we finished up the basic frames, and now let's see the result. Admittedly, it looks choppy, and that is because we didn't get any smoothing yet, and plus it may be too fast or too slow, so you could speed it up, but that seems too fast. You could slow it down, do what you want. And let's just turn on tweening just so we can see more or less what we got. And I think, so far, that looks pretty good. Now admittedly, you're not always going to have tween frames on, and frankly, tween frames gets in the way a lot of the time. And we can see that the animation is still a bit weird. The legs are a bit too fast sometimes, and the bopping up and down and the sudden stopping also looks just sloppy and pretty bad. So we're gonna look into these frames. So this frame and this frame, they're really close by. You don't really need to add a lot of tween frames in between them. But however, this frame and this frame, and then this frame, these 3 frames have a decent amount of frames that need to be added. So we're just gonna do it simply because right now this is just the basic idea, and you can change this later. I'm just gonna add 3367 twice, and there we go. See that? Of course, we're gonna turn off tween, and we're gonna add a few more frames. Okay, now I know this could be a bit too slow or a bit too fast, and everybody animates at different speeds, but this is just a basic reference and what I personally use. I could try to do a 50% instead, so let's see how that actually works out. Now that is a bit better and maybe even a little smoother, but that is up for you to decide. And you can change the frame rate. Obviously I would recommend somewhere between 14 and 18. I use 20 because it's just easier to sync with the music, and I do have some parts I need to synchronize. And doing too much math is just not my thing. Let's disregard a lot of things that people who know me know. But anyway, this is how you walk. I hope this helps, and honestly, I could have watched a bunch of tutorials. You could have watched a bunch of tutorials made by people who are actually smart. Or you could wait for me to do it after not knowing anything about it, and literally, like, I did not watch a bunch of tutorials. I did try to watch a bunch of tutorials, but I learned nothing. So I ended up figuring out things for myself, and this is the result. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted? You could have watched a bunch of tutorials made by people who actually knew what they were doing, but this is what we got. I hope you're happy with yourselves. Anyhow, take care, enjoy animating, don't burn yourself out, and see you later.